Okay, welcome back YouTube. We are looking at refactoring our internal user code to follow the same kind of logic that we've been doing with all of our other code. So far we've updated a lot of stuff to make sure that we can get our tests working and the code more compartmentalized, even if that doesn't necessarily mean it's best approach from a scalable application or a reusable point of view, but it's making testing significantly easier. So at the moment we've got this internal user capability, and there's just an absolute bunch of stuff here. So if we look at our routes, for example, we've got everything from setup to login to set up MFA to creating new admin users, all kinds of stuff. And this is some quite complex functionality because I've never used all of this functionality before, and it has things like this HMAC service that we call for authentication and checking that the user is who they say they are, and these secrets and API keys and all kinds of bits and pieces. So I'm really going to probably struggle a little bit to think about how we separate out this functionality and also how we do it in a logical manner. Because if we come over here, we did start to define this functionality. So in our headers, no, we didn't have to pass anything in yet. We have to pass in a setup key which matches our environment variables. This initial setup key. So what we are going to do is, see, so even here, like we're matching API keys and stuff. It's going to be quite hard to compartmentalize this functionality, I think. So like initial setup, create API key, generate secret. And then, for example, when we create login, so authenticate, where's API key. So API key service, generate, rotate, validate. So what do we call this validate? That's weird. We're not currently using it. This is, we did have AI write a lot of this code in one go, and if you've seen from my previous videos, obviously we have some code previously where AI wrote code that it didn't use. So this may be another example. So where else are we using generate API key? Internal user. So creating an internal user and performing initial setup. Okay. Thinking. I had pasted this into Claude just to provide us with this overview of functionality so we can think about it. I might just ask it, generate a map, a flowchart. Just want to visualize this so we've got something to work with. And while it does that, what I'm thinking is might separate our functionality for setting up an initial user. I'm gonna make this big. Why can't I go full screen? Okay, whatever. Alright, so client request, setup, internal user controller, obviously, internal user service, and then it has all these other services. And then we've got our models. We still use our common token model. Wondering if for testing purposes we separate that out and call it an internal user token model, maybe. Then we've got our utils for logger, error types, and email service. Okay. What are these? These are our middleware, error middleware, authorize, HMAC validation, rate limiter, and auth. Okay, so middleware. Yeah, so if we go to, we asked ChatGPT previously. Hash-based message authentication code. All right, so yeah, I think we get started. So in this internal user folder, we're going to create a new file called create initial internal user. Create initial internal user. Internal admin. We did ask. I think we actually ended up using the wrong name that we were thinking of originally. Let's make a platform admin, create initial. We can change this to create initial platform admin. And then in here, we are going to have create initial platform admin.controller.js. We're going to have create initial platform admin.routes.js and create initial platform admin.services.js. And I know I've used service here, I've used services there, I've got to fix all that up later. Controllers, I don't know, doesn't matter. Okay. So then from here, we are going to copy this, paste this here, and we are going to get rid of all of this. And we are going to, we don't need authorize, we don't need authenticate, we don't need params, we don't need validate, we don't need rate limiter, we don't need internal FA controller. Validate request will now be up one more. Controller we're going to change, this will be up one more, and then this will be create initial platform admin controller. This will be create controller. Save that. Right. So yeah, we've got to fix up our validation chains, but we'll do that in a minute. So initial setup in here, controller. Just going to take all of these, copy, get rid of it from here, save, paste, and then take out API key service session. Save that. Don't want these. Alright, perform initial setup, internal user service. So in our internal user service, platform setup. Perform initial setup. Right, this functionality, there must be, we're exporting them differently. So we're going to cut that, we can get rid of that, save that. In service, we're going to add this, we're going to change this to exports dot. Then we will just go back to our internal user service, bring in our imports and get rid of the ones we don't need. Let's bring in all this. Alrighty, so we don't need any of those. We don't need bcrypt. We don't need internal MFA. We don't need JWT. We don't need any of those. Save that for a second. Get rid of these logs. Don't need logger. Alright, so internal user is going to be up one level. This will be up one level. So, so yeah, now we have this functionality, API key, generate API key. So, what we're gonna do I know this is duplication of code. We're going to have a separate generate API key and generate secret for initial platform user. So if we go so we're going to create a util folder. The way I like to think about it is controllers control the business logic, which is in the services, and the services then call these like utility functions. I know it's not really a utility function because it's not being reused, but that makes logical sense to my mind, so that's what we can do. So create initial platform admin.utils.js, and what we're going to do is in here we're going to copy this functionality, we're going to put it here. What do we need to bring in? Crypto, key length, so we just need this. I'm going to go exports dot, and then we also need to bring in generate secret. This is coming from our HMAC service. So copy this, put this here. This needs to go here, random bytes. Alright, we should move these to our environment variables, so we'll do that in a second. This will be exports dot. We need to bring in our HMAC validation error, which is going to be in so copy this utils cons equals require utils. Error types. Save. Okay. So then if we just pull this over here for a second, what we're going to do is we're going to rename this. So we don't need these two services anymore. They're going to be const create internal platform admin utils equals require, and then copy. Then what we're going to do is we're going to call this generate initial platform. Generate initial platform admin API key, and then generate initial platform admin HMAC secret. So we're very specific here. Save that. All right. So save. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this off screen so I can update my environment variables and not have to update, hide my password for MongoDB. So we are going to call this then we're going to call this and then we are going to in API underscore key underscore length of course internal platform admin and that can be 32. Right. So then we need to save that. So what we've done is defined this, this, and this, and then we can get rid of this. So save that. All right. This is an error, so we add that to our error types. All right. Let me think about this for a second. So routes, we've still got this validation chain. So what are we validating here? Now this is where there's going to be some level of duplication of code, because if we go to register new user, validation chains, probably want email to be the same as this. Setup key password also to be the same as this. We don't have a confirm password, so we should put confirm password. Okay, lots to do. So create initial platform admin dot validation chains.js. So what we will do is we will copy all of this for now, put that there, bring this over here. All right, we don't need disable MFA, we don't need backup codes, we don't need verify MFA, MFA setup, audit log, that, that, no login. here we go. So initial setup. All right, and then we're going to call this create initial platform admin. Yeah, so save that. All right, then for email, we will copy this, and then for password we will copy, actually we'll do that and confirm password, copy, save, and then setup key, we've got to check that environment variable, so let me just check that. Initial setup key, yep, we have that defined, so come back over here. Alright, so then I'm going to change this to there, save that. So then in our, this is going to be that, and this is going to come from just one up, so create initial validation chains. Alright, now in our create initial, we also need confirm password. So what do we call that in our controller? Yeah, that's interesting. Why does, oh, we don't get confirm password off the body here because we validate it in a validation chain, so we don't need to pass it, we don't need to pick it up off the request.body. Yep, so value must equal, okay, so we do need confirm password now, which is great. All right. Oh, and then routes. So this is setup. So then in our index.js, if we go over here, we need to const create initial platform admin routes equals require. Component internal users / routes, save, and we will copy this, I guess, call this. Alright, go to our server, something's not working. Internal user routes. What's not working? Argument handler must be a function. What am I missing? It's going to be simple. Let's just oh, I know, internal user. I was looking in now, create platform, but it's in our internal user routes. So this should work. Nope, module not found. Okay, so something easier. Okay, this is occurring in our controller. Internal user service. Ah, we hadn't updated this, so we need, if we go, this, just checking that we're naming it the same thing, so perform initial setup. Yep, so here, let's get rid of that comment. We're going to call this create initial platform admin service, and this is going to be from create initial platform admin.service, save, and then so we call this perform initial setup, so we're going to change this to create initial platform admin user, and we'll change this. Okay, and then we'll call this setup of platform admin user. Save that. And this means in our routes, this changes. Cool. So with a little bit of luck, this should still work. If we don't have any errors, module not found. Cannot find. Create initial platform admin service. Have I spelled this wrong? Services. Promisify is not defined in our utils. Okay, I think, yeah, we get it off of utility or util. It's not a separate npm package, so that needs to go in our utils. Where are we? Promisify. Where do we call that? Gotcha. My bad. Alright, it should be function. What does that mean? Not really sure on that. What does this error? Invalid argument type name function. I wonder if these. I think these might not be able to be, I think they might need to be exported like this. Be specific. Yeah, I think these need to be functions instead of exports. Oh no, conscript. So dumb. Okay, got it. Silly. Alright, now it's still crashing. Cannot find utils logger. So where's the logger? This is in controller and routes. One and routes. Where's? Oh no, just in the controller. Now I can't find error types. One more. Okay, that's working. So if we try and create an initial platform admin user, it won't work because it checks if there's already one in place. So we just need to delete our initial one. and then where's my okay. Sorry, just been a bit of a change to the UI on something. So internal users should only be one. There it is. So if we delete this guy, right, now if we come here, we need to change copy. This needs to be confirm password. If we send this, what happened? I just did that. Send. Authentication token missing. So where's it need? Okay. What? It's calling our middleware. Auth. Why is it? Hang on. Where's initial routes? No, we got rid of that. Setup. Okay. Routes. Create initial platform admin. Initial setup. Validation. And then in our controller, none of these are authenticated. Why is it asking for an authentication token? So with this route that calls this controller, which calls this service, API key, and these utils, which in turn calls these utils. Why do I get this error? So it's obviously expecting an authentication token, so I know that. I'm just a little bit perplexed because you can't be logged in as an administrator if we haven't created the administrator. And I thought we fixed that up before. Looking at so yeah, it's saying because it's got access to our other files that yeah, but we're not calling that route here anymore. Let me just change this to create, just in case we've got that somewhere else. Initial platform admin. bizarre. Okay, Well, just for argument's sake, we're going to bring this up here and we're going to call this internal admin. And internal dash admin. And max total length is not defined. Okay. So we're failing for another reason. I need to go and take this call. So my lunch break's coming to an end anyway, and I will be back soon to continue on. Alrighty, we will continue on. So I've just, failing to create this user because max total length was not defined. So I've just put this in here in our create initial platform admin validation chain. Again, it's an area where we're duplicating code, but hey, it is what it is. So let's try and logger is not defined. Oh my god, where is logger? Utils const. Actually, let's just get rid of logger. Don't want that. Okay. Send valid to generate API key. So in our utils generate API key, what are we missing? Just compare this to our previous logic. So generate API key. I have noticed it's in our try catch block, whereas we want to use Express.js version 5 error handling. Why is this failing? So then try random bytes, API key error, promise via crypto. Console.log. I shouldn't have got rid of that logger, but let's see if we get a little bit more detail. So, utils. What does this error? Alrighty. We're in the. We're using O1 preview. That's why it's taking so long. Come on. Alright. The size argument must be type of number received string. Ah, okay. I should have just read that. So if I update my environment variables. Oh. API length. Why is that? Yeah, why is that picking that up as a? I was receiving a string instead of a number. Pass int. Okay. So. Just change this piece of code here, and we're also going to have the same problem down here, I think. So Save that. Create. Woohoo! Super admin created successfully. Alright, we need these details. So I'll just save those in a Notion doc for a sec. Alright, so now what we're going to do is, in this we're going to add a new folder, and we are going to call this folder create initial platform admin user. Create initial platform admin. Rename. Create initial platform admin. Right, and then we're going to move that post request into there. Okay, so now if we come back here, we can internal user. We had all of these tests running together previously. Might leave the testing till later. So let's commit this code. So git add git commit -m separated out create initial platform admin user functionality. Alrighty, so that's done. We'll stop the video here. I'll start again straight away so we can continue with new functionality. Yeah, these are using try catch blocks. Let me just come here. Come on. Still throws it in. Still puts it in a try catch block. I don't know, given the original. Okay, here's how you modify. Where is my number? Const. I don't like. It's only checking if it's not a number to throw the invalid API key length specified. Oh, which is true because yeah, it's that. Why do we even need that? Well, yeah, that's not really the error we want to check for. We want to check if it's. Look, let's leave it for now. I don't want to get bogged down. The code works. I'm sure there's a few other examples that we'll have to review and fix up later on. But for now, we'll finish the video and yeah, we'll move on to some more refactoring.